I think would come across as annoying today. But if I was in a studio session with an artist, I would post a Facebook status and be like, in the studio with artist name, artist name, artist name, and I would tag my studio and tag them in the status and post it there. So that way everyone knew that I was in the studio with them, and then hopefully somebody sees it and is like, yo, I want to get in the studio with you too. And I did that with every fucking thing that I did. So it's like if I made a beat, it was, what's up, I just got done making a beat, blah, blah, blah. If you want some beats, let me know. And so I went from selling maybe a beat a week to a couple beats a day. And I went from doing, a few sessions a week to a few sessions every single day. And I went from doing, a music video a month or two to a few music videos a week. And I was like, oh, shit. And at this same time, I had retired from being the artist. And I was scared about doing that because I had felt like I have 16 albums. Like, this is something that would definitely be on the table if you want to say, like, yo, we got to put it all out on the table.
For sure.
One of the things I would put out there, which is a big piece, would be, I got 16 fucking albums as an artist.
For sure.
And then I felt like if I stop being the artist, I'm taking away one of my biggest pieces of leverage. But then as I transitioned to making a living doing the services to help other artists, I really think one of the things that separated me from majority of people was the fact that I was the artist and I did have 16 albums and I have that work ethic. So then if it's me and producers, I'm going to outwork them. If it's me and engineers, I'm going to outwork them. If it's me and music video guys, I'm going to outwork them. So, and I think that
Yo, it's your boy Osoloso, man. We got my boy
Jason Summer in the building. You
yeah, Sirski, man. We in a different location as y'all can see, man. It's the first time we've been out the city with the pod, man, and special guest right here.
What's up, everyone?
Come on, man. We got Cracka Lack on here, man. We at the Crack House Studios, man.
We at the Crack House?
We at the Crack House.
Yes,
sir.
We at the Crack House, man. I love saying that, and I'm not doing nothing illegal.
What I said to you when you came in, hopefully this is the nicest crack house you've ever been
For
in.
sure,
and
for
even
sure,
better
for
if it's
sure.
the only crack house you've ever been in.
For sure.
Definitely the nicest, hands
This is
down.
definitely the nicest. If y'all any other crack houses, man, I suggest y'all
Step your game up.
step your game up. Y'all need to be coming in here, man. Legit business in here. Legit business. Man, so how you feeling today, man? Talk to the people.
I'm good. I'm excited to be on the podcast. I have some questions for you guys too.
Absolutely,
nice,
man.
nice.
Love to hear them. Love to answer them, man. You want to get into it?
Yeah, you started off with the first question.
First question, man. So,
How did we meet first? That was a few months back in Grand Rapids.
Music Econ.
Econ
Let's take it back to how this transpired, though. We was talking a little bit about it. We were at the Music Econ. I'm cheap. I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm pretty cheap. We was on our way there, and he told me that he had a coupon for half off. I said, man, he got a coupon for half off. Okay, all right. I got $25. I'm thinking this, you know what I'm saying, somewhere around that ballpark, $15. We driving there. He told me it's $100 to get in. Now, this ain't nothing against Music Econ or nobody. This is just all 100% me. What I say? I said, man, I would come.
What?
The
same look you gave on the promo video.
You had to take me back to the crib, bro. But I was like, you know what, man? It's cool, bro. We was talking about, meeting a couple different people, seeing a couple different friendly faces that we, talked to before. And then we ended up talking to Crack towards the end of his panel. And he told us, saying we need 10 episodes to be here, man. We here now. So we here.
Do you know why I said that? Did I explain? Or
Yeah, you did. You said because I don't want to. I'll let you explain, but you did tell me you don't want to be anybody's first because they're still trying to work on the cameras and get everything right.
You run into a lot of those, I guess, amateur or initial problems in the first 10 episodes. And so what I used to do, I would always typically say yes. So even if it was somebody, it was their first episode, I'd be the guest. But since it was their first episode, there's probably 20 to 30 podcasts that I've done that have never even came out.
Wow.
And I'm assuming they forgot to hit record, their mics weren't working, the audio was bad, something went wrong. And so that's why I say if you can get over that, the first 10 episodes, and I'm sure you guys have already worked out certain kinks in these 10 episodes, right?
Sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's just, I guess, respecting my time more from running into that stuff in the past where I'm like, hey, once you've done at least 10, you got those kinks out the way, and then let's do it.
Sure. I would put you on a level as, we bring him up a lot in all the episodes, but level of LaRussell, when it comes to just the
100%.
way way you curate everything too, as far as content and putting everything out. And he said too as well, like, so many people that want to come in and I want you to be my first, and he's like, man, do a 100 first and then come holler at me. You know what I'm saying?
His was 100.
Do 100 or something, and then watch the results and watch what come from that. So when you said it, I respected it instantly.
Okay,
So,
I'm glad we had him.
for sure.
Glad we had him.
Absolutely.
Because when he said that, I was like, oh yeah, we got that. I'm like,
Light
we
work.
got sponsorships, we got it, so we
Light
good.
work.
Like,
He called me. I'm on the way to the crib. He was like, man, Crack said he'd do it if we got 10. I was like, oh, then we doing it then. We for sure got that. So, man, honestly, take us to that day, man. You put a whole bunch on the table, man. How do it feel to be, asked to come to, events like that? Is that something that you weeks in advance, you nervous, or, tell me about the process.
Yeah, I mean, believe it or not, I'm still very introverted. So, like, doing content, being on camera, I said to somebody that was in your guys' entourage that day, but he was asking me different questions, and I was like, I think it's just understanding that it's required. So I'm willing to do whatever the fuck it takes to get to the next level. So if it means I have to come out of my introverted shell and be on camera and doing that, then, that's what I'll do. So I knew in the future I would love to get into, like books and doing more speaking on stage. And again, everyone starts somewhere. So similar to like do 10 podcast episodes and then I'll be a guest. My first time speaking on stage ever was a year ago at the first Music Econ event, and very nervous.
The one in Grand Rapids?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see
Damn,
it.
we must have got there hella late.
Yeah.
Oh, I know I was late. I was the last one to get there.
Okay.
Yep. So very nervous. It's on my YouTube channel, so if somebody watches it, you can hear in my voice that I had, nerves,
For sure.
But I know I have the knowledge, so I just like to look at it from the scope of I'm here to serve. So as long as I'm trying to help people, I could maybe sound nervous, but there's good advice there. And so yeah, that was the first one. And then when they reached out the second time, that was cool too. And this time it was being on a panel. So last year I spoke and it was just me up there.
Oh yeah, that would have had me nervous too for sure.
Yeah, so it's kind of all eyes on you.
Right.
The panel the panel was sitting down versus standing up.
Yep.
So I think sitting down you're more comfortable. But,
That was a nice panel too.
my favorite part of all of that is doing like Q&A and meeting people and mingling afterwards for sure.
Yeah, I think we talked for like an hour. Like I felt kind of bad because I know other people want to talk to him, but he was just giving out so much game, and then everybody else came up. It was like question. But he hung in there and answered all them joints. So, I mean, just, again, appreciate you being there, man. That was, you gave out a lot of game, definitely necessary. Where did that part come from, the education part? You turned into an educator through all this. Where did it, was that an original idea of this, or that just came from, you know what, I've been doing this so long and I know so much, I just want to give back?
I think a mixture of both. It was just a lot of everything that has, I guess, continued to evolve in my life. It was like a natural progression. So, yeah, I am getting older now to where I'm 20 years in. So I have so much experience and wisdom from so many different realms, too, of like being a music producer and making a living as a music producer, then being an audio engineer and making a living as an audio engineer, then doing videography and making a living as a videographer, and online business owner, clothing brand, being an entrepreneur, like podcasting, content creation, courses. So I think it's just natural that when you see somebody that's done something, you ask them some questions. And so I've always like done shit, made content around it, and then people ask me questions. So I just naturally started answering their questions. And then I continued to like do more shit, document it, put out content. Then more people have questions about that. So it's just been like naturally turning into more of the educator. And then similar to a lot of the shit that we say is going to go back to that initial 10 episode stuff, because the more you do it, the better you get. You work out the kinks. So the same thing with like being an educator. The first educational video that I did on YouTube, And it took me like years to overcome this fear that I had of being the educator. I felt like I had to go in a room full of the best in the world and teach them. But instead I realized, as long as you know more than the person looking up that problem. So if it was the first educational video I ever did was, it was on a gimbal. So it was teaching somebody how to use a gimbal. So if somebody's watching that video, they have no fucking idea how to use a gimbal.
Right. So,
Right.
I knew how to use a gimbal. Now, again, I might have not known how to use it to teach the best gimbal user videographers in the world, but as long as you know more than the next person, that's who you're giving advice to. So I did that video, and again, I was very afraid, and it was like, oh man, am I gonna explain it? Am I gonna use the right words? Like, I know how to use the shit. I'm just gonna explain it in my vocab.
So,
And I did, and I think that's what, at the time, like the videography niche was missing, was somebody that spoke like them versus this is how you change the axis and the y-axis and those words. Like, I don't hold it like this, and then you turn this shit up and turn this shit down. If you wanted to do more of this, turn this shit up. If you want to do less of this, turn this shit down. So I explained it in a way that I think was more digestible, and it was like, yo, you're cool. I like, how do you do this? And so I'm like, oh, sweet. Here's another tutorial. Then what I found is, because I thought the only way to come up if you're doing educational stuff is to attract other people looking up how to do that. So I was doing a lot of like music video related educational content. So I would think that I'm only attracting other videographers, so I'm not going to make no money off of it. But what happened a lot was people would look into doing it themselves, hit YouTube, find me. Now I'm the expert with the social proof of hundreds of thousands of views on the video, and they're like, damn, you know how to do it because you just taught this video. This shit's a lot harder than I thought. Let me just pay you to do it. So I had a lot of business come from YouTube.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's a play. That's
right.
a play.
Free game.
That's
Free
free
game.
game.
There goes one.
Free game with Cracka.
Let's go.
I did want to go back to one thing you said, which is a very interesting perspective that I yet to hear to this date, where it said, you're in front of a crowd of people, you don't have to be teach a room that's, people that's smarter than you, I guess you would say, or, the best of the best. But as long as you have the knowledge more than the person that's asking a question.
Yeah.
Has that perspective always been with you? Like, in your early days, or is that something that was acquired later in adult life?
I think that's how I convinced myself to start putting out the educational stuff, was because I didn't for so many years, and there was so much shit that I could have taught people how to do. Like, I taught myself how to make beats for over 10 years, but I never thought I could teach somebody else. But imagine, like, you know how to make beats. So imagine if right now I'm like, what are different softwares I could use to make beats? You have that information in your head.
So,
we're on a podcast right now. You guys are 10 plus episodes in. So somebody out there is wondering, how the hell do I make a podcast? You guys know how to do it. So you don't have to teach the best podcasts in the world that have millions of subscribers how to do a podcast. You're teaching the person that is just getting started. And if you think about it, it's easier to learn from somebody that's a few steps ahead of you versus somebody that's like 200 steps ahead of you.
That's real.
It's more relatable.
That's real. 100%. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that timing crazy too, because I was just telling my coworker today, I just told him that we do the pod, and he was like, man, I've been wanting to do a pod for years, man, but I'm not that good. I said, I didn't know nothing about podding when I started, man. You just click the button and just talk. Yeah. The hardest part is consistency. Just keep it doing it.
We didn't even have a name when we started.
We just did it.
So how did you guys come up with the name?
So, we went and did one interview with Cheese Weave. Shout out Cheese Weave. And I can't remember what he said in that interview. But I'm like, man, he out here taking risk. And so Risky Business is actually his company.
Okay.
And so when I can't even explain to you. I'm at work I think that was the next day I called you. I'm at work.
I think you probably called me that night.
Okay. At some point in time, two just came together. I'm like, man, he ought to take a risk. It's called Risky Business. I just called. I said, bro, I got the name. Like, it's going to call Risk Takers. And I'm like, and then we want to And we came up with a whole slogan and everything. Like, we're trying to highlight those individuals that in their prospective lanes, they take a risk to be at the head of the pack, and it just all came together just like that.
See, I didn't know the slogan.
Yeah.
I love that.
We don't never really put it out there enough either.
Yeah,
we got to put that somewhere. But yeah, 100%. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
That's
but no, that is the first time in my life I just went and did something without, because we had talked about it a year before, and then it just never came together. And then one day he hit me up. It was like, bro, I'm about to go interview Cheese. You want to come? Yeah, bro. Wasn't even thinking about.
Doing
we just went and did it.
Just
went and did it. You know,
we was doing the live streams at first.
Yep. You have been doing live streams, and we did a couple. Yep.
How'd you guys meet, and how long ago was it?
So that was 2018. I met you. It was 2018 because we was down in the basement at Johnny crib.
19.
It was 19.
I just moved back from Vegas.
Oh yeah, that's right. You came later. Yep. But an artist I produced for Jakai, he's really good friends with him, and he had done some video photography work for him, and then we was all in the studio one day, and that's how we met. Yep. And then as we've been around each other more, I think a lot of our ideas on the way the world goes and how we should work are in alignment.
There you go.
And so that's how we got really close, you know. And like, we the guys that's always sending inspirational videos, and we sending podcasts, and we, you know what I'm saying? That's we in that same lane of thinking. So we think big, and we want big, and
always
we're trying to take risks.
I texted them today. I said, man, when you 45, what's your network gonna be, man?
Ooh, there you go.
For sure, bro. It's
them kind of conversations.
As long as the gear's moving, bro, it's you on your way somewhere. Stagnancy is what stop everything, bro.
Yeah.
I think as long as you keep putting that foot on the other, bro, you bound to be somewhere. You gonna get somewhere that you wasn't just at. As long as you keep
100%.
moving.
Yeah. So. Speaking of risk, for each of you, what do you think is the biggest risk that you've taken so far in your life?
When we dropping this on Monday?
If we dropping
it, and we dropping on Monday.
All right, we dropping on Monday. I guess this is the episode that I tell y'all the biggest risk I'm getting ready to take. My biggest risk prior is when I quit my job to move to Vegas. My next risk that I'm doing is on the 11th. I am putting my 3-week notice in, and I'm quitting my job to pursue my dreams full time. So
let's go.
I am. That's why I got a million questions. I said, man, this is somebody that everything in my head, I'm seeing it right now. So I do want to give you that shout out to on camera. But that is the biggest risk that I got coming right now. So
for me, it is literally doing music. I got a family that is education runs through. There's bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, PhD is all up and down. So education is the thing, and that's always what they wanted me to do. And it took me a while to really get going because I really struggle with that fight of that internal voice of like, well, is your family going to be happy? Is this, that, and the third? And honestly, I didn't really kick it into gear until about 31, 32 when I finally said, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die doing what I love.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, and so once that happened, that's when I started, putting music out on YouTube, got over 100,000 views.
Let's go.
Really started dropping albums. Now we here doing these things and trying to get bigger. We got some other things that we about to start working on too. So
big stuff, everything.
Yeah, this is it. This is my risk, and
sure.
I just, at the end of the day, like, my daughter may or may not go to school. I just want her to know, like, whatever's in your heart, and so that's why I do this. Whatever's in my daughter's heart, and I want to be that first image that she sees of somebody that's really taking that leap of faith to do better. So that's what it came down to for me. Like,
hell yeah.
You?
I would say this.
Oh, my fault. Go ahead. Because I want to lead into my question. Do you work outside of this? Okay, there we go. I would love to get into it, man. Let's hear it, man. Your biggest risk, man.
Yeah, so as of now, I'm 36. I've been full-time since I was 21. So for 15 years, I've been full-time.
Risk taken.
Yeah.
Risk
year
taken.
after year.
The difference, though, is I took the most risk when I was younger, and I had less responsibility. So at the age of, 18, 19, 20, 21, it was, I didn't have my daughter. I was living at home. My car I owned, so I didn't have a car payment. So I could kind of survive on, like, pay car insurance, phone bills, some food, like $500-$600 a month. I was all right.
Nice.
And I remember, like, at those ages, my mom used to just come in to, like, my bedroom studio and be like, Mario Warehouse is hiring. this place is hiring, and I'd be like, I'm doing my. It sounds weird saying it, but like, I'm doing my, like this is, you know, you go to college for 4 to 6 years, you learn how to do a skill. Now you have a skill, and then you make a living from your skill for the rest of your life. So I always refer to my rap career was college because when I was 15, I started rapping, making beats, and engineering, and from doing that, I learned how to make beats, record, mix, master songs. I needed photo shoots, so I learned photography. I needed content, so I learned videography. I learned video editing. I learned marketing. I learned all the different shit that I've made a living off of for, you know, a long time now. So that was my my college career was my rap career. Gotcha. And so in those years of, because I retired officially as a rapper when I was like 22, and I did 16 albums.
I was going to ask you.
So that's a lot of practice. So you hear a lot of people that say, man, if I had my own studio, I would never leave. But you know damn well if they did have a studio, they probably leave all the time. But yeah. I had a whiteboard, and every single day it was like make a beat, write a song, record a song, mix a song, make a beat, write a song, record a song, mix a song. And every single day I would do that shit. So I had 500-600 songs from graduating high school until I was about 22. 16 albums, so I learned so much, and I could always tell maybe half of the time that the artist part wasn't me, and I knew that, like, if I was playing a song of mine, I'd be kind of looking over, are they nodding their head, do they like it, you know, I'm looking for that approval, not really sure, not that confident. But if I played a beat that I made, I could leave the room and just know for a fact, like, oh, they may not like it, and if they don't, it's because it's not their taste or their style. But I know for a fact it's good.
Sure.
And so then when I was 23, I found out I was gonna have my daughter, and I was like, you know what? I've been trying to juggle the music artist thing for so many years. Maybe this is like God telling me that this isn't the path for me. But whether people like my music or not, they would always ask, you know, who makes your beats? I do. What studio do you go to? I record, mix, master that. You know, who did your cover art? I did.
Damn.
Who shot your videos? I did. You know, who
Damn.
takes all your pictures? Who does this? So I did all these things. So then I would get clients from being the guinea pig. So
that's smart. That is.
Yeah, I had a lot of experience. But yeah, biggest risk would definitely be this studio because, I mean, I gave you guys a tour. So everything that you see in here, I did not have 2 years ago. So the only stuff that I actually had before this was in the recording studio because I had a recording studio before this at a different place for about 11 years. So I had the couches in there, the booth, the desk, the computer, the microphone, all of that stuff, the TV, tables, chairs. But the whole rest of the place, this is all came in the last couple of years.
Say it again. This is incredible.
Oh, for sure.
This is incredible. I walked in, I was like,
Blown away.
This is crazy. Right, exactly.
And that's exciting to hear because I guess to give you a taste of my vision, I'm almost embarrassed of how this looks because of the vision that I have in my head.
That's crazy. I got the home studio at the crib right now.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, let's shoot the promo in front of the, you know, at the home studio. And I was like, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro, the way my brain been and the way I've been, you know, picture our next level, I don't even like looking at this no more, bro. And that's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
But it's good that you have that vision though, because most people, they may not. And I think there's a balance between having this like super unobtainable standards that you're probably never gonna meet or reach, and then also, hey, this is good enough for now, and we're gonna take action.
Sure.
We just put carpet in the recording studio about 2 months ago. So it was a year and 10 months of no carpet in there. And so when I look back at all the pictures and content that came out, then I'm like, damn, that's embarrassing. Like, it looks so bad. But at the time, it looked so cool. Like, It was like, this place is awesome. I love it. And people would compliment it. And then now it's like, oh, it's way better. And then, like, in the next month, we're putting an island in there, and we're upgrading the booth and, you know, continuously like making those improvements and stuff. And so
to go back to the 16 album thing.
Yeah.
And I was just watching, I believe it was on YouTube. Is it on YouTube or IG? And you're talking about you put out 16 albums in 3 years, was it? It was one
17 to 22. Yeah, 5.
5. So 5 years, 16 albums. So it's a lot of people that don't move like that, right?
Yeah.
You know,
at all, nowhere near,
nowhere near that rate. Like, that's a Larry June type level, Larry June, Russell type level.
Currency,
Yeah.
Gucci Mane.
Yeah, exactly.
What does it take to do that? Because that's a lot of words. That's a lot of things to talk about. What is that? Just how you was moving, or do you just feel like you just had to get something out? Like what caused that to happen?
And doing your own album covers,
right?
And recording yourself, and doing your videos. Please,
that boy was working.
Tell us your mindset on that, man. I'm all ears.
Yeah, I think it's like an obsessive compulsive disorder. So it's like taking a negative thing, OCD, but it's like shit. You can turn that into a positive thing if you obsess over a good habit, you know. So like for me, if it's working out or posting content or staying consistent or tracking my income, like I find productive things to obsess about. So my shit was literally, I love making music. I'm trying to make the best music possible. So I would make some music and I'm like, okay, this is my best shit that I've ever made. But now I wake up tomorrow, next day, I'm trying to make the best shit possible, and I do it, and I'm like, oh, this shit's better than the stuff yesterday. Next thing I knew, I had 16 albums that, you know, I was looking back on, and again, embarrassed with what they were because my standards just kept going up and up and up to where it became a problem with my music. On anytime I put out a project, I would know I'm going to hate this within a matter of months because I'm going to be working on the next thing. I'm going to be embarrassed of that shit. But then when I had 16 albums and I'm embarrassed of all of them, I'm like, all right, there's a problem happening right now. I'm poor. I'm about to have my daughter. And I remember applying for a job at Office Max, and it was like $5.95 an hour. Hey. And I'm just doing the math on like, okay, if I work an 8-hour shift, 8 times 6 is like $48. After taxes and stuff, I'm gonna get like $35. I was doing studio time for maybe $25 at the time. And I was thinking, if I just can get 2 hours a day, I can work on my own time, not have a boss, you know, and ask for permission to do whatever, have the freedom, make my own hours and stuff, and it aligns with what I love doing. And I was thinking like, okay, well, what would I have to do every day if my phone doesn't ring? So I started thinking like, okay, I need to put shit out there into the world. I need to be more active on social media. And so I did this for a while, which I think would come across as annoying today, but if I was in a studio session with an artist, I would post a Facebook status and be like, in the studio with artist name, artist name, artist name, and I would tag my studio and tag them in the status and post it there. So that way everyone knew that I was in the studio with them, and then hopefully somebody sees it and is like, yo, I want to get in the studio with you too. And I did that with every fucking thing that I did. Mm-hmm. So it's like if I made a beat, it was, what's up, I just got done making a beat, blah, blah, blah. If you want some beats, let me know. And so I went from selling maybe a beat a week to a couple beats a day. And I went from doing, you know, a few sessions a week to a few sessions every single day. And I went from doing, you know, a music video a month or two to a few music videos a week. And I was like, oh, shit. And at the same time, I had retired from being the artist. And I was scared about doing that because I had felt like I have 16 albums. Like, this is something that would definitely be on the table if you want to say, like, yo, we got to put it all out on the table.
For sure.
One of the things I would put out there, which is a big piece, would be, yo, I got 16 fucking albums as an artist.
For sure.
And then I felt like if I stop being the artist, I'm taking away one of my biggest pieces of leverage. But then as I transitioned to making a living doing the services to help other artists, I really think one of the things that separated me from majority of people was the fact that I was the artist and I did have 16 albums and I have that work ethic. So then if it's me and producers, I'm going to outwork them. If it's me and engineers, I'm going to outwork them. If it's me and music video guys, I'm going to outwork them. So, and I think that the numbers are a trackable thing. So like you could go to a room full of people and be like, who wants it bad as fuck? And everyone's like, I want it bad as fuck. And it's like, okay, well, how can we measure that? So if it was beats, for example, it might be like, how many beats have you made this year? It's like 7. It's like, You said you want better. How many beats have you made? I made 85. He wants it more than you. How many beats have you made? I made 250. Oh, shit. So for me, the numbers is a trackable thing. So I always knew, I know I want it more than other people. Like, how can I prove it? Okay, well, if everyone's posting on content, I'm going to be consistent. You might be consistent on content for a week or a month. I'm going to be consistent on content for 20 years.
For sure.
It's the marathon mindset, the big picture. Yeah, I don't get distracted with, like, the short-term stuff of, like, even if I go through some stuff and it might be a week where I'm not posting as much, I'm still posting more than most people. And even today when people compliment, I guess, my output, again, I'm embarrassed with my output. That's my standards.
Right.
Where they're like, bro, I don't know how you do it. I'm thinking, do you know how much shit is on my hard drive that I need to edit and post? Like, so, yeah.
Oh, I just want to go back to one thing you said, like comparing a job, because this is a position I'm in right now, too. This question's for myself, too. I'm sure for a lot of other people, too, who's scared to make that move. You said you was comparing $1 an hour versus what you charge. You know, saying you just got to schedule 2 sessions and I can make it. My mind go a lot. It's like, dang, what if I don't get them 2 sessions and then I'm asked out? But really, in reality, my mind should be, I only need 2 sessions. But man, what if I get 10?
Yeah.
So how does that positive mindset? You know, how hard do you have to work on that before you say, all right, man, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn this into this.
It's been a progression over time, because I made a YouTube video recently, and so it's July now. So in May, I had the highest month of my entire career, income-wise.
Fire. Congrats on that.
Thank you. Yeah, at the beginning of the month, that was the month of spring break, and you're asking how do you set that bar? Basically, what I did that month was, my daughter's not spoiled. She's a great kid, right? So this is going to make her kind of sound spoiled in this story. But she said she wanted to go somewhere for spring break. At the time, it wasn't making sense. I'm very invested in the studio. We're expanding, so there's a lot of, like, money that has to go towards this shit. As of right now, I haven't got loans, investors, anything. It's all just kind of like, as we do business and money comes in, money goes back to, like, keeping it going, and money goes back into, you know, paying off certain debt, and then money goes towards expanding and improving and doing new shit. And I'm sure, like, a month from now, this is going to look a little bit different. Hopefully it's going to look better, more rugs, different stuff. But, yeah, my daughter said she wanted to go somewhere for spring break. And, again, it's going to make it sound spoiled. We were like, we're somewhere, let's go to a lake in Michigan, right? You know, but she was set on Florida. And so I remember telling her at the time, I'm going to see what I can do, but I just want you to know that, just being transparent, this is a maybe. This is I want to go to Florida too. I'm going to see what I can do. And yeah, it was just like something in me to have, like, your daughter basically for the first time in her life, so she's 13, actually vocal, I want this. And I'm like, I don't want to be the dad that doesn't come through.
Yeah.
So I sat down and I'm like, okay, if that's, I like to 10X goals. So if somebody's trying to make $1,000, I want to make 10. If somebody's trying to make 2 or 3, it's like, how can we make 20 to 30? So I set this big goal for myself. Like, okay, how can I make this so we can easily afford that? And that'll justify it in my head, where I'm not like, I made this and we spent all of this to go on spring break and now I'm left with nothing. It's like, no, I made this and we used this to go to spring break. So I set a big goal for myself and I fucking did it. And how I did it was, I just had a piece of paper and I wrote the dollar amount at the top. And then I did write some, like, manifestations on it too, where I wrote, like, I attract opportunities. My family is happy and healthy. I own a multi-million-dollar studio. I am respected and followed by millions of people all across the world. And I repeated that shit to myself. So I would read through it 5 times, and I'd be here like a psychopath, kind of walking around the studio by myself, just saying, I attract opportunities. My family's happy and healthy. I own a multi-million-dollar studio. And so then with the money, it's like, okay, you have to have some sort of ideas on how you can get the money. So then I was writing down, like, I could reach out to this person. They hit me up months ago about showing interest in this. Okay, if I followed up with them, what would I actually offer them? Would they need help with this? That would cost this much. They need help with it. And I wrote down some shit, and I like, by the end of the month, I could cross off damn near everything. So I guess it's just setting your mind to something and then coming up with a plan. And then I think the most important part is reminding yourself of the plan. And so since I had it wrote down, I folded it and kept it in my pocket. So then, you know, changing your clothes tomorrow, it's like, where's that paper at? I got to put it in my pocket.
Fire.
You know.
Dope. So. Phenomenal answer to that question, man.
We got to do a part 2, bro.
Blew me away.
Because everything he's saying is just bringing more and more questions. I'm like, do you read books?
Yeah.
Grant Cardone?
Yeah.
Okay. When you said 10X, I was like,
Grant
Cardone. Grant Cardone. Oh, my God. Man. Yo, this is crazy. You ever have a moment where, like, you feel like God is speaking to you through somebody?
Sure. That hit me, bro. That's
what
I'm
saying.
not gonna lie to y'all, bro. I have to look away for a second. Man, I might tear up in here, dog.
Bro, because he's speaking some real stuff right now that I've been, like, on my head about doing. So I got to quit because this is a conversation we had yesterday about some of his artwork. How do you set your prices?
In the beginning.
And how are you comfortable with it? Because it's a two-part question. Like, just for me, I struggle with setting my prices and being like, this is what it is.
Yeah. I think once you get one yes, you're like, okay, that is what I charge. That was always my thing because from when I started, I had very low prices on everything I offered, and then I've been known to increase my prices, and it's always just been like, you know, yesterday's price is not today's price. And I've had people ask sometimes, like, oh, how come it doesn't cost this much for a video anymore? And it's like, because one, it's been 5 years, and what I've done every single day for the last 5 years. That's why.
For sure.
I think that's the best explanation you can have.
For sure.
But just getting started, it would be kind of what is the market for this thing? So for me, when it was music videos, there was only one other guy doing music videos, and he was like $500, and he was good. I was gonna do my first few music videos, so I'm like $100. And then I did that, and I'm like, okay, that was pretty cool. Other people are asking about it. So it's this like beautiful balance somewhere in the middle of supply and demand. So kind of right now I could say if somebody wants a music video from me, it costs $10,000. So I can say that that's what my worth is, right? But the market always determines your worth, because if no one pays me that, then it's like, hey, big dog, it's great. You probably are worth $10,000 in your heart, you know?
Sure.
But the market, they're not really feeling it right now. So can we come down and we say 5? And still, again, if it's no one's calling you at 5, okay, 2? Anyone out there for 2? Okay, yeah. Now you got 10 people that want a music video. So now I have to ask myself, do I want to shoot 10 videos, or do I want to go up a little bit more? And so it's that balance of, I would ask yourself, what price would you say that would be so cheap that every single person is going to say yes, to where it's a no-brainer? And so now you go up and be like, okay, at what price point do you think you're going to start losing out on a bunch of people? And so somewhere in the middle you could start at. But my whole career has been, and I'm learning this with team members now, because I'm so used to, like, this is how I did things. You start here, then you do this and do this. And they're around me, which is good, but they haven't done the 20 years that I've done. So some of the team members have their prices set too high. And in my career, I've never lowered my prices. I've only raised my prices. So I would rather be the guy that's going to come out and be like, let's say it was Beats, for example, and you're thinking, you know, I may want 200 or 300 or 400 or 500, but it might be harder. I'm dealing with the artists. I know that they don't got it like that. Let me say $50 right now, to where I know that every single person I say this to, they're going to say yes. But let me get bombarded with the unscalable of the 50, the 50, the 50, the 50. So now you have this quantity, and then ideally you would be making content out of each. So it should be like a flywheel of, all right, you have a thing that you do. So it could be a photo shoot, a video shoot, a haircut, selling a beat, shooting a video, coaching call, whatever. You have a thing that you do, and every time you do the thing, you should get content out of it, and then the content should get more people to book the thing, and then the more you do the thing, you get more content, and the more people see the content and book the thing, and so it's a flywheel that keeps going and going and going. But in order to have that, you have to have some people saying yes. So I would rather have you start too low and work your way up over time, and that's what I would do.
Free game with crack.
Hey, there's another one.
Yeah,
For sure.
free game with crack. For real shit.
I did want to talk with, you showed us everything, including the bathroom. In the bathroom, you showed a bunch of photos, everything before it, what it looked like. You ever been, this is what I wanted to ask you in there, and I was like, I'm going to wait till we talk about it on camera. You ever been, damn, man, I got to make it shake, man. I don't know if this is going to work. And then walk in your bathroom and just see that damn motivation and be like, nah, this is where I came from, man. That's where I got to keep going. Do your bathroom ever give you motivation? I'm going to show y'all a picture, by the way. I'm going to throw it in here.
Yeah. I would say that's my weakness right now.
Got you.
Is, I guess, living on the miserable side too much of this is good, but we got to keep going. Like, this shit ain't done yet. This shit ain't done. This shit ain't done. And, yeah, it's the people around me that, especially when I show people for the first time, like you guys today, and you're like, man, this is cool. It's like, is it cool? Because I see it every single day.
So far,
and again, I have this vision
very
of it.
relatable. Yeah.
So I hear man, this is crazy. It's like, it is? Really? Oh, Yeah. So that's something that I got to work on. And me and my wife are very yin and yang. I'm very future, living in the future. We got to keep going, blah, blah, blah. But she's very like, I want to take my shoes off and stand in the grass and wiggle my toes and be grounded and present.
Same.
And I think that's a good relationship balance, because the super present person may have, the cons may be, you could be irresponsible because you're not worried about the future enough. You're just super present in the moment. But then the person that's super future, they miss out on a lot of memories and moments because you're so far living in the future and you need to be more present. So there's a balance, and I think it's a good dynamic.
So I done been there a million times. Just, I don't know. We'd be doing some.
Y'all be on vacation.
Man, we do so much. For example, when I was doing the Don Toliver show with the Global Def, shout out to the Global Def and Don Toliver. It was like probably 2 weeks later, almost like I got mad emotions. Like, I was like, man, I really shot for like Don Toliver, Global Def, and it's so hard as being that person is to, while you in that moment, to be like, this is it. When I be in that moment, I'd be like, check, let's go, next.
Yeah,
and it's so
Don't
hard
take enough time to spend.
Man,
Yep,
bro.
be on to the next.
And that's one thing that I've been trying to tell her, like, please, kind of keep me in that moment sometimes. I know my work brain always on. I mean, as soon as I open my eyes, I'm thinking about something. I turn my eyes over. I open my eyes and turn over. She's like, what you thinking about? 2 minutes, been up in 2 minutes. She'd be like, I'd be like, work. She'd be like, oh my God.
Do you smoke?
I do.
How, when you smoke, what's the difference between, I guess, your sober version and your high version? How would you describe the differences between the two?
That's a good question.
Smoking really be having me lax. So I don't know which you think I'm more locked in or not locked in when I'm smoking. Oh yeah, I was working on a script for my video that Crack brought it out me to tell y'all that I'm quitting my job. And I was like, I gotta smoke, I gotta relax. My brain can't function. So yeah, smoking sometimes do relax me though.
Yeah, what I like the most about it is the perspective. So it's like a lot of times during the day. So I don't smoke during the day for the most part. And during the day, that's when I need to be, like I said, more high functioning, and I need that. I guess the sober version of me that's more on caffeine, and like let's fucking fire through shit. And then I may run into some shit that I can't, like I get stumped. I'm like, I can't figure this shit out. But then it'll be that night, I'm going for a walk and I'm smoking, and it's like but they say you don't think clear unless you're calm. Like, it calms me down, and I start thinking clear, and it's like, oh, my perspective changed.
Tight.
It makes sense now. All I have to do is this. Damn, I was overthinking that. So it sounds like some shit a high person said. Oh man,
yeah.
So-
Oh, yeah.
it's so simple. But for real, so yeah, I do use it as a tool,
Sure.
you know, and then I have to watch it because I've quit a number of times over the years when I noticed I was gonna do some shit, but then I got high. You know, like the song, like having a bunch of shit that you need to do that you want to do, and then you just get high and you're like,
So,
you know what, it can get done tomorrow. It's all right.
my ultimate test was last night. Her grandma caught her and needed her. I was like, I'm not supposed to smoke during the week. That was one thing I gave myself, is I'm not supposed to smoke during the week, and I have her make sure I stay on that. And I was like, man, she leaving. I said, I can go take a couple hits real quick. She ain't here. You know, I'm smoking outside. She ain't gonna know. But I had to pack the suitcase in my backpack, and I was like, man, can I do that while I'm high? I was like, let me see if I can lock in and do
Forgot
that.
something.
And I didn't. I ended up packing everything up and got high too. That's not unusual for me. When I get high, bro, it is a cheap vacation, as Frank Ocean would say. I'd be just
Cheap vacation.
cheap vacation, bro.
What about you? Do you?
I quit this year
Okay.
completely. Quit drinking and quit smoking completely.
What were your pros and cons of smoking?
Man, when you're a creator, so I don't like when people smoke and just sit there.
Okay, yeah, same.
I feel like smoking, you should go experience something.
Yeah.
Museums, aquarium, go into a field, like just go somewhere. The woods, I feel like a lot like you said, like I use it it does get you into an elevated state of mind, especially when you're making music. And just, I mean, because you feel music completely differently when you're high. It's a crazy, man, you could watch a movie high.
So
It's an incredible feeling. But my mind don't slow down. Like how y'all say, like my mind goes even faster. And so like anxiety takes over and all that stuff. And like if I'm not fully focused on something, like really deep dive, it's over. I'm crashing out. So that's why I just was like, I just gotta leave it alone. It's not for me.
sativa or indica?
Oh, sativa all the time.
That's goddamn why you need some indica.
No, indica put me too, bro.
Indica
make me depressed.
in the couch, and that's what you
Exactly,
need,
but
man.
it makes me depressed though. Like in the couch, man. So sativa is like it's like I feel lighter on my feet. I feel more creative. I feel brighter. I feel happier. When I'm on indica, bro, it's like you said, in the couch. But then like my mind is always going. My mind does not slow down. So like if you on in the couch, but your mind is still, you like, oh man, I gotta do this. Oh man, I'm behind. Oh man, I'm this. Like it's the worst. So that's why I just like, you know what? I make great music sober. So that's what I really started. I mean, Omega one time was like, you know, he always smoked. We was outside Billy's one day. He was like, bro, you need to. I said, nah, I'm good. He's like, man, how you a producer? You don't smoke, bro. I was like,
I didn't know Omega smoke.
Man, what?
I know that.
Oh, that's a whole nother story. But back to the pie. I want to go back a little bit. When you were talking about the albums, the producing, the mixing, the cover arts, the music videos, how did you balance all of that?
It was, I mean, it's kind of how I balance all the shit that I do now. I take everything on as it comes, basically. So, like, if I'm working on a project, I'm not doing artwork or none of that shit. And then, okay, the project is done. What's the next step? You know, now we got to take some pictures. We got to so almost like, and I'm realizing now with a company we have, and this is the main use of my time a lot of days now, is like building SOPs for shit. Because
What's the SOP?
Standard operating procedure. So there should be a checklist that you do every time you do something more than once in a business. So kind of if right now I needed to plug in some shit and I would ask myself, is this something that I'm going to have to do more than once? Like, no, this is just a one-time thing. Okay, you don't need a SOP for it. But if it's produce a podcast for somebody, oh, no, the goal is to do this hundreds of times. So what is our checklist? And it might be, okay, step 1, you get the mics out. Step 2, get the mic cables, plug them into the Rodecaster. Step 3, get the tripod. Step 4, get the camera. Turn the camera settings to this. Set the shutter speed to this. Like, having a checklist so that way, you know, to bring money up, I've always said anyone can get to 6 figures on your own, but I think to get to 7 figures, you do need a team. And so to have a team, you need to have some checklists, because you have a bunch of people around that say, I want to help, but they don't know how to help. So then if you create some checklists, it's like, all right, one of the things I need help with is making clips from this podcast. I want to help. I don't know how to. you, the next time you make clips, document your process and write a checklist out. So that way now one of your friends, or you could hire somebody to do it for you, and they follow this checklist. So a lot of everything with Crack House Studios right now is we got to have checklists for this, a checklist for this, a checklist. So it's like, that's what I'm doing now is building out these checklists so that way I can take these things off my plate. Because right now, the biggest problem that I have, and what most self-employed people that are trying to transition to entrepreneurs, is everything's in your head. So that doesn't help everyone else. Like if you said you want to help me with some website shit with the studio, you need me to tell you how to do it, you know, unless I had, you know, a video training walking you through how to add a product to our website. So that's what I'm doing now is like, okay, I want to scale. I don't think that I'm the only person that should be doing this shit. I should be doing these things. Why the hell am I still doing, you know, this list of 50 to 100 tasks that I could hire anyone? Like, it doesn't specifically need to be Cracka Lack that adds products to our website. It doesn't specifically need to be me that edits our social media content. Like, the things that are not delegatable would be being on camera. No one can be on camera for me. That's like one of the main ones, is like being on camera, being the visionary, being the strategy behind stuff. But then I could pass the ball to somebody else to edit the content or add shit to the website or, you know, do a million different things.
For sure.